welcome again. I'm Jeffrey Mishlove, back with George Leonard in our further explorations of awakening the energies of the body. Welcome again, George.
Thanks. It's good to be here again.
Let's talk now about the issue of dealing with surprises or sudden shocks, unexpected things, and the body's reaction to them.
Yeah, what do you do about that? I'll bet you nowhere in your schooling, throughout all of your 12 or 16 or 25 years of schooling, I'll bet you never had any lessons on how do you deal with a sudden shock. We call it a sudden hit.
Yeah.
Let me give some examples. Say you have an heirloom watch, a gold watch that you inherited from your grandfather. You fully intend to give it to your grandson. And one day you're out on the end of a pier and you're looking at it and showing it to a friend and you drop it into the water, into the bottom of the sea. How do you handle it? How do you deal with it? Well, let's take another example. Say you're leaving the show, you have an important appointment somewhere, down the coast.
Right.
You get right on the coast road, way out where there are not any service stations. Bingo, you have a flat tire. How do you deal with that? Or we could get, Jeffrey, to some very serious matters. Say that, you know, you come home and your mate says, you know, I haven't been able to tell you this, but I have to tell you that for the last 6 months I've been having an affair with your best friend. How do you deal with it? And so, again, what we're doing, just to remind everyone, we are using the body as a metaphor, as a kind of a litmus paper. How do we deal with things? How can we find better ways of dealing with things? And so what I'd like to start out with tonight is to show how we would deal with a sudden shock and how our culture, just in normal ways, without instruction, without any guidance from our elders, how have we sort of evolved into dealing with these sudden shocks? And I don't think these are very good ways to do it. So how we were going to do this is, either you or I will be holding our arm out. In this case, you'll shut your eyes. And first I have to ask you, are you a very jumpy person? On a scale of, I'm going to grab your wrist like this. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want? Do you want me to really give you a clobber
give me a real good one. I mean,
about a 9 then.
Yeah, I've been
And I'm
known
gonna
to
give a shout,
jump out
too.
of my skin, but generally I don't.
All right, if you ask for a 9, I'm going to give you an 8 then. Because it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
And all I want is just to make you jump a little bit.
Okay.
And that'll be the idea. So, all right, and I don't want to jerk your arm around and push you back. It's just a neutral hit. It looks like this. You can leave your eyes open and look at it. That's a jump. And that you jumped a little bit even there with your eyes open.
Yeah.
So that should probably be enough. So I'm going to have you do that with me. I'll take my watch off. I'll have you do that with me 3 different ways. And I'll show you, these are not the ways that we're going to recommend. But I'm going to show you the ways that our culture, people in our culture, normally react to sudden shocks. And you can just see, do any of these possibly apply to you? Okay, and I want you to grab me and then hold on real tight with both hands. With
both hands.
Don't let go.
One from each side.
And since I've done this a lot, I have a fairly labile nervous system, but I've gotten accustomed to it. So since I've done it a number of times, you can give me a 9 or 10.
All right.
So I'll shut my eyes and don't tell me when you're going to do it. Just wait a moment. And then I'm going to react, and you, Jeffrey, continue to hang in there.
All right.
Okay? All right, I shut my eyes, I hold it out.
Okay.
I start fighting against it. I start fighting. What happened? What happened?
When you fought, it was easy for me to hang on.
You got stronger.
Yeah.
In other words, if you immediately, without thinking, and this is universal with all of our groups, if you start fighting back against a sudden shock, damn, this thing happened, I'm going to do something about it right now, and don't center, don't stop to do anything about it, the problem gets worse, just like it did there. All right, let me give you another one. This is kind of a funny one. You give me another 9 or 10.
Okay.
Oh no, not again, God, not again, why me, not again. In other words, the victim, the victim person.
Right.
Okay, but what if the problem, what if you're a sadist? Well, actually, if you play the victim, you get to be a victim, you draw in more and more sudden hits, more attacks and so forth.
Yeah.
But let me give you a third way, and this is rather significant, especially for us men in our culture, in this here culture. Okay. I don't feel a thing. I don't feel anything. Nothing's happening to me. I don't feel a thing. Does that seem familiar?
Denial.
Yeah, denial.
Yeah.
And that perhaps is the most insidious one of all. I don't feel anything. How many of us men have been taught, we can handle everything. We're not supposed to show emotions. We're not supposed to show feelings. And listen, if I don't feel anything, you see, the thing is that when you hit me, say, what you're doing is symbolizing this sudden hit in life. When you lose the watch, or when
there was a
something bad
split
happens to
second there when I was tempted just to let go of you when you said you didn't feel anything, like there was no impetus to hang on, but it didn't last long. And
right. But the problem with this kind of denial is that actually when you hit me, energy has come into my system. I can choose whether to use that energy and how to use that energy, for good or for ill. In other words, when you hit me like that and I jumped, a little cocktail, a little hormonal cocktail was shot out into my blood by the adrenal glands.
That's right.
Now, I can either choose to use that, and there's some research to show that this norepinephrine, when it goes into the coronary arteries, and if you just freeze it, it could do some damage there. In other words, you could use it for something good, to use it in an appropriate way, or you could say it's not there, but it really is there. You are denying not only your feelings, but the gift of energy, the possibility of taking the hit as a gift. Now, the idea of what we really want to do is take the hit as a gift. So now I'm going to show you a way that we like to demonstrate to our workshop people. And with this way, it's just possible that not only would I be able to handle the problem, but gain additional energy by which I could even handle additional problems, maybe even take charge of my life and deal with other things that are not even connected with this one hit. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to center myself as we did in the first segment. I'm going to get my energy in the center, feel my feet on the floor, relax the shoulders, feel the back, the small of my back on the chair, feel all the embrace of gravity, watch my breathing, soften my eyes, and so forth. Then I'm going to close my eyes, and when I'm ready for you to give the hit, I'm going to raise my arm, and you give it with the same amount of force, with a little shout, really try to make me jump, and I'll show you an alternative way of dealing with a sudden hit. Ha! Okay, open my eyes, and now I'll start describing exactly what I'm feeling. Okay, it was really quite a shock. The left side of my face seemed to tighten up. Continue to hang in there. All right. Left side of my face tightened up. I feel pressure in my left shoulder. I felt a little jump. My left shoulder raised. In other words, I'm describing all this. I'm not looking at you. I'm not pointing at where it is. I feel a little tension in the solar plexus. Now I'm letting that go. Now I'm going to continue to hang in there. I know it's hard to hang in there.
Right.
Now I begin breathing into my center. I take this energy, which is entering this arm, and I let it spread through my whole body. I let it infuse my whole being. I let it create an envelope of energy around me, an aura which begins to expand. It's very hard for you to hold on now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, so I'm beginning to feel a kind of a wonderful tingle through my whole body. I have additional energy. I don't think you could very well hold on.
It's more like a dance or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So you see what I've done now. I acknowledged, first I experienced fully. Now that's important, to experience fully in bodily terms, not in theoretical terms, but where in the body the tension is, or where any special energy is in the body. Maybe there's more energy on this side than on this side. If so, I will first experience it, then I will acknowledge it by speaking it aloud to you. Not looking in your eyes and say, oh, Jeffrey, you see right here, you know, that's kind of giving away my power. Now look out this way, not towards you, with soft eyes, and I acknowledge by speaking it. So now we're going to do it with you.
Okay.
And anybody in the audience who'd like to do it, they can also do the same exercise.
All right.